Okay, so with the mask wearing, I'm all for it, okay? But do you just find like some people just like pull it off and look like super cool and it's like they were made to wear a mask? I don't have that, okay? So first of all, I think this looks like it should be a banana hammock, like a Speedo. And also when I put it on, it looks like I'm wearing a Speedo. And now, no, I mean, that is not attractive. No one, I just look like such a chop. I mean, no. And then, oh no, you've got to love this, you know what I mean? When you're like, not acceptable. But I do have another one that is a bit better, but still, I don't know, guys, I just feel like a total chop. I mean, but I'm all for it, obs. Okay. Woo! I mean, we're all in this, aren't we? Think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. Now, you guys might remember that last year I reviewed the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross because, well, it launched then. And it launched with two models with the same engine of a 2-litre 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. And so I said to you that I think if you can, wait for this model, which is now here, which is the turbo. Because it has a 1.5-litre turbo petrol under the bonnet, and you will feel the difference. It has the same power of 110 kilowatts, but it has more Newton meters at 250. And it just does make all the difference in the world for me. I mean, driving these two cars, okay, look, that was last year, but I watched my review, okay, so now I remember. I remember being a little bit more frustrated with that engine and knowing that this one would be the better one. And I was right because, well, let's be honest, I am always right. My husband has learned that as well. What did they say? Turning on to one another's hand. Nope. Both engines mated to a CVT transmission, but fuel consumption on this will be less. They claim 7.8 litres per 100 Ks. And I kind of think that's pretty cool of a manufacturer because that sounds high, but I think it's more honest. Like a lot of other manufacturers would maybe say that you can get 6 litres and then you try your bloody damnedest and all you get to is like 6.9 or whatever, or 7.4 or whatever. They're saying 7.8 and you can achieve that. Like I've been sitting on 7.9. So I like the honesty. Sort of sounds higher than all its competitors, but in reality, they're probably all pretty bang on maybe, you know. The competitors are the likes of sort of a Hyundai Tucson or Kia Sportage. Yada. Okay, cyclist. Now, wait for my free advice. I'm going to come there just now, but this is another reminder. Okay. So this car is pretty spacious, and what I kind of love about it is it comes quite highly spec'd. I mean, it's got heated seats and all that jazz. The boot isn't amazingly spacious. It's got a full spare in there, and so just consider that. But and it's kind of like bulky and stuff, but it has like deep sort of storagey things and everything. So I think for a full-blown family in here, it might be a bit tiny. But I mean, what boot isn't really? So I've got I'm going to say 3 issues. They're not really issues. Well, kind of. One is the sort of split rear window, which I can't decide whether I like it or I don't. I have this with whenever I've had a car with a split thing. It kind of feels like there's way more visibility, but I also hate the bar in the middle. I feel like that blocks things. So I can't decide, so that's up to you. You just need to, whatever. The other sort of thing that I've had a problem with is the infotainment system. I find it a little bit outdated, but not tremendously. The problem is the Bluetooth for me, I've been having problems with. So it connects, no problem, but anytime I phone or someone phones me, and for the whole week I've had this issue, I've disconnected my phone, reconnected it. That could just be a blip in this model. It also could be my phone. It could be a number of things, but maybe test that if you go and test drive this car. And the other thing is the unlock and lock. Okay, so I have to be like at the car, and even then I might have to press it like 4 times before it unlocks. I've walked away and tried to lock it. It doesn't. I have to go back again. Could just be a blip in this model. I can't imagine that I'm pressing the button wrong. I mean, that surely I've gotten that right. But who's to know? My colleague, you guys know Terrence, he's also got an Eclipse Cross at the moment. I asked him if he's had any issues with the lock. He said no, so that's a good news thing. But the Bluetooth, he said there was like one little fine thing, but he didn't know if that maybe was bad reception that day. So he didn't want to blame it on the car. Fair enough.
Trying to get away into the night, and then you put your arms around me and we stumble to the ground, and then you say, I think we're alone now.
So you're looking at the turbos coming in at just under 460,000 Rand. So like I say, it's an alternative to the sort of normal players in this segment. But one thing it does is turn heads. So many people have like waved at me and waved at the car and pointed to the car and given me a thumbs up and looking at it almost because I think people don't know what it is. They sort of have this like, I wonder what that is. So very striking. So if that's the sort of car that you're after, then this is the one to go for. Okay, here's my free advice, peeps. Exercising with lockdown vibes and everything. People seem to have just been given themselves free reign. Like, so now we're riding 4 abreast cyclists, we're running in the road. I came around the corner the other day, there was someone running on the solid line in the middle of the road, round a corner on a very steep and what is considered quite a fast road. I get it, you're trying to socially distance yourself from people, but you're also going to get yourself killed by a car before Corona. And then I look like the doers because I come around hooting like a mad woman. But guys, like, be considerate. Like, when you're exercising, everybody's wanting to exercise. Everybody's trying to do the right thing. Well, you hope they are. So just consider the other people, like the drivers as well. Like, there are still cars on the road. You can't just cycle as you want to cycle now. I mean, we were doing so well. We were moving in the right direction.
Only sound.
Woo! Oh, there's people watching. That's so embarrassing.